and welcome to this beginner piano lesson series. In this piano lesson series, I will be teaching you from the David Kerr Glover method for piano beginners. This is a beginner piano lesson series where I will be teaching you lots of stuff. So starting out, sitting at the piano, you want to sit tall with a good straight back. You want to have everything relaxed. And if your piano bench isn't high enough, then you can use a cushion or a book so you can sit at the right height for your hands, because you don't want your hands too high, you don't want them too low. So you want them just about the right height. You don't want your hands too high or too low. And if they're too low, you can use a cushion on your piano bench and then get a little bit higher. And if you can't put your feet flat on the floor, I would suggest that you place either a box or some books underneath your feet so you can have your feet flat on a flat surface so they're not in the way, because you're going to want to have your feet flat so you have a good base for your feet, so you can have a good base when you're playing piano tones. When you play a key, a hammer strikes a string to make a tone on an acoustic piano, but for an electric piano, it just makes an electric sound through the electricity. But when you play a key with little weight and little force, it creates a soft tone. When you play a key with more weight and more force, it creates a loud sound, like soft is, and loud is. That's loud. And then soft. And you just use more force and more attack for loud and less for soft. Always think about your sound that you wish to produce and the quality of your sound before you play and while you're playing. With your fingers, you have numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, thumb is 1, index is 2, third is your middle finger, your ring finger is 4, and your pinky is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's your basis for your piano is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the basis for your hand position wherever you go. And on the piano, there are black keys, 2, 3. So the black keys are set of 2, set of 3, set of 2, set of 3, along the entire piano. That's the entire same thing for the entire piano. 2, 3, 2, 3. And for the white keys, it's 3, 4, 3, 4. So it's 12 total keys, different notes, 12 different notes. And those are, there's only 12 different notes, and that's all the notes there is, and they just change in how high they are and how low they are along the entire piano. But as long as you learn those 12 notes, that's all you need to know. You learn those 12 notes and you can play along the entire piano. Those are the only notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, now on to the next section, which is rhythm. Rhythm is created when you play long and short tones with a steady beat. All music has rhythm. Different kinds of notes are used to show which tones are long and which tones are short. And as meaning tones, we mean notes. The length of a note or tone is measured by counting even, steady beats. Place your hand on your chest and you'll feel an even, steady heartbeat. Try that. Okay. Now, for the notes. In this lesson, we will be focusing on quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. a quarter note, starting off with the quarter note, a quarter note receives one beat, and it's a black, it's a circle that's filled in, so it's basically black with a stem, and they each get one beat. So I'll clap it. Clap along with me, saying one each time. One, 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 one. That's quarter notes. That's how you count and clap quarter notes. They each get one, so it'd be one, 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 one. That's quarter notes. They each get one beat. So for every tap, it's one quarter note. Quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. Okay, now on to half notes. A half note receives two beats, so it's equal to two of the quarter notes, if that makes sense. It's just math. And it's a white circle with a stem. And for this, you would clap once. You clap on one, and then there'd be two beats, so I'll demonstrate. So, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how you do it. So, try this, where you clap on one, and then on the second beat, you squeeze. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's half notes. A whole note receives 4 beats, and it is a white circle, and it does not have a stem. So the difference between a half note and a whole note is that the whole note is the same as a half note, except that the whole note does not have a stem. And for a whole note, you clap once for a whole note, and you say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the length of a whole note. Or you can also do it exactly like you did the other one, where you do the squeezing. So on beat 1 you clap, and then on beat 2, 3, and 4 you squeeze. So it'd be 1, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is whole notes. I would suggest practicing that and learning this page, because this will be important in all music from now on. Even beginning music, you'll need to know quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, and you'll be able to know how to clap them, and you want to know their lengths and everything about them, because they are important. Okay, now on to the staff, the musical staff. The music is written on a staff and has 5 lines and 4 spaces. So, there are lines and spaces. Notes are placed on the staff. They tell you what keys you're supposed to play on the piano. Okay? That's what you do. Excuse me. And then the movement on the staff goes up and down in steps and skips. It goes up in skips and steps, and it goes down in steps and skips. I'll give you an example of a step, and then I'll give you an example of a skip. Step would be, a skip would be, that's a skip, step. Step, skip, step down, skip down, and that's steps and skips. Direction of stems on the staff. Notes on or above the 3rd line of the staff have down stems, and notes the 3rd line of the staff have up stems. And the stems are like the lines that are, there's the circle, and then there's the line connected to it. That's what a stem is. Clefs. There are 2 clefs that the piano uses, and they are the treble clef and the bass clef. And that makes up the grand staff. So, from this note down, all those notes and all the black keys, that's bass clef. And this up, from here up, those notes plus the black keys, those are in the treble clef. The treble clef deals with the high notes, and the bass clef deals with the low notes. And the middle C is basically the middle of the piano, so it divides the treble clef, that up, and the bass clef down, that down. And the bar lines are what divide the music into these specific measures. And the last measure of the music most often has a double bar, which indicates the end of the end of the piece. So let's keep going. Now we are on to intervals is our next topic, and the distance from one tone to another is called an interval. And numbers are used to name these intervals, like a second, an interval of a second, a third, a fourth. An interval of a second is on a keyboard is from one white key to the next white key, and that's both going up and down the piano. Going up meaning going out that way and going this way. And the interval of a second on the staff is written from one line note to the next space note, or from a space note to the next line note. Seconds move by steps on the keyboard and on the staff. Close your eyes and listen while I play some steps, just so you can get hearing it instead of seeing it. You'll be hearing it. Close your eyes and listen to this. These are going to be the ascending ones, going up. These are the ones that are going up. Listen to it going up. Listen to it going down. Now I would suggest getting your hands, you can even use, for now you can use one finger or you can use two fingers, but just put your thumbs, or just take two notes and just go, take this C, go down. Practice this. Practice that so you can get that perfectly, because that's what you're going to be needing for the first song and the next a couple songs. But now for practice, keep your eyes on the music, because you don't want to be worried about your eyes on the piano, because then it'll be practicing bad habits, because you want to be focusing on the piano and not have to worry about your fingers, because you don't want to be worried about your fingers. You want to be able to make that second nature in your position and everything. That's why you want to have everything set up before you play, so you're not staring at your fingers the entire time. And before you even start playing, you want to be able to clap and count the rhythm aloud for each piece. And then once you can clap and say the rhythm aloud, then you clap and sing the words. And then after that, then you can play it correctly with your hands. And then once you can play it correctly, the song, then you play it while singing, and that's good skill to do, so then you can be able to have the skill of singing and playing the piano. That's a skill that's good to have if you ever want to learn piano songs with lots of words, or you want to learn pop songs and play along with them while you're singing. It's a good skill. And always remember to practice the music slow, and then you can speed it up once you can play it correctly. And then once you can play it sped up at the correct tempo, then you're able to go on to the next song. Okay, now let's go on to our first song, which is Mr. Penguin. This is in the time signature. A time signature is basically, it tells you the numbers. The time signature is the numbers at the beginning of a piece, and Mr. Penguin, it's 2, 4, because there's a 2 on top of a 4, and that means that there's 2 beats in every measure, and the 4 means that each quarter note receives 1 beat. So it's like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, that's one measure, 1, 1, that's 2 measures. 1, 2, that's another measure. So that's how it goes. Try counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, because that's each measure is. So the counting for each measure would be 1, 2, 1, 2. But as you go through the music, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to clap the song, and then I'm going to clap it and count it, and then I'm going to clap it and sing it, and then I'll play it for you in its full entirety at the performance tempo while singing, so you can get a feel of it. And then after that, I will play it slower so you can play along with me. So here's the clapping and counting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's how that song goes. And now I'm going to clap it and sing it. Mr. Penguin in the snow, with his suit he wears a bow. And that's singing and clapping it. Now if you didn't already try clapping it and saying the rhythm, which is 1, 2 for the quarter notes, and then for the half note, the half note fills up the entire measure, so the half note is equal to both of those quarter notes. So if you haven't yet tried to say the rhythm and clap it, then I would suggest pausing the video and trying that, and then try it while singing if you haven't done that already. But now I'm going to play it in its full entirety at performance tempo. So what you want to do is set up your hands so your hands are there. Even though you only use one hand at a time, you want to keep your other hand there just so you're ready for when you have to use that hand. Mr. Penguin in the snow, with his suit he wears a bow. And that's performance tempo. It's the left hand and then the right hand doing the interval of a second. So if you already got good at the interval of a second, this song should be easy. So I'm going to play it a little bit slower so you can get it, play it along with me. So here we go, a little bit slower so you can play along. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's that. If you weren't able to get it quite yet, I would suggest pausing the video before you continue, because then you're going to want to get this song correctly, playing it correctly, and then being able to sing it while playing it before you continue, because then you'll have a leg up on other people who can just play the piano but can't sing along. So if you didn't quite get this song done yet, pause the video before continuing. Okay, now on to intervals of a third. When you skip a white key, the interval is a third, and playing an interval of a third, I'll play an interval of a third several different places on the keyboard. Listen to the sound and try to get that in your ear so you can get a feel for what it sounds like. I suggest closing your eyes so you can just listen. Those are just several intervals of a third, and if you want to, I'd suggest going back and then closing, if you didn't already, close your eyes and listen, just so you can get a feel and hear what the interval of a third sounds like, so you can have it in your ear so you can notice it, because you'll be using this in this next song. So now, put both your thumbs in the C position, where your thumbs are both, it's C position because both of your thumbs are on the C, and try playing it where you do the left one with your left hand, then do it with your right hand, then left hand, then right hand, and maybe you do two of them, then maybe right hand, do a couple of them in both hands, just so you can get a feel of it, because you're going to need that in the next song. Okay, if you're ready, we'll go on to the next topic, which is dynamics. And the dynamic sign tells you how loud or soft to play. If you see P, that means soft playing. And that is an Italian word. The P is an Italian word for piano. And if you see an F, that means loud, and that's the Italian word for forte, which means loud. So, forte, and then soft. So, there's two differences. And then, in this song, at the end of the song, you'll see the double bars, but then you'll see two dots on both clefs, and those two dots indicate that you are repeating the song for a second time. And this is important because you want to know this, because there's two verses. There's lyrics twice. So for now, I'm gonna clap it twice, and then I'm gonna clap it and say the words, and then I'm gonna perform it, and then I'll slow it down for you when you're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna clap it. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I'm gonna clap it and sing it. If you can and you feel confident, try going along with me. Busy, busy little bee, go away and don't sting me. Busy, busy little bee, making honey just for you. Okay. If you can do that correctly, then you're ready to start playing. And I'm going to do it fully at performance tempo so you can get a feel of it. So you can hear what it's supposed to sound like at full tempo, singing it, okay? So, here we go. Busy, busy little bee, no away and don't sting me. Busy, busy little bee, making honey just for me. So now I'm going to play it a little bit slower so you can get a feel for it slower. And you can try and play along. 1, 2. I'm gonna count 4 beats, and then I'm gonna start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a couple things to note is at the beginning it's quieter, and then at the last half it's louder. So I'm going to demonstrate that a little bit. that is Busy Bee, and I would recommend that you play through this a few times correctly, fully correct, so that you can get a feel for it, and then once you can play it perfectly with singing it both times in both verses, then you can go on to the next song, which our next song and the last one for this lesson is Yankee Doodle. And this one has a time signature of 4/4, which means that there's 4 beats in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one measure. And that there's 4 quarter notes. Or no, my mistake. There's each quarter note receives 1 beat. So the quarter note gets a beat. So there's 4 beats, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. And this one has 2 new notes for you. It has the 4th on both fingers, which the 4th on this note is a G, F, and this one's a G. So now all the notes that you know should know would be C, D, E, F on the right hand, and then the left hand would be C, B, A, G. So I'm gonna clap it, and then clap it and count it, and then I'm going to clap it while singing the words, and then I'll play it at full tempo like usual, and then I'll slow it down for you so you can play along. Start off clapping and counting. Try this with me if you can, or you can listen to me do it, and then you can try it on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how that one goes. If you need more time, I would suggest stopping the video and then trying it on your own and then resuming the video. Now I'm going to do it while singing the words, but not counting, just clapping and singing the words. Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. And that's Yankee Doodle. And if you need more time, like I said many times, just to stop the video, figure everything out, and then resume the video. And this song is unique because you can explore and try and make drum sounds with your other hand that you're not using, or you can have someone drum along while you're playing, or you can make drums with your mouth, or whatever you want to do. Just experiment. So now I'm going to play this at full tempo, singing it using all the dynamics and everything. So here we go. Yankee Doodle in 4/4. And this is a folk song, and it's supposed to be played lively. Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. That was at full tempo with the full dynamics and everything. Now I'm going to slow it down for you. I'm going to slow it down and sing it along with you. If you want, you can sing along with me. Yankee Doodle went to town to riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. And that is that. If you need to, slow it down, keep practicing it until you can get it right, singing along at full, lively tempo. And that's it for this lesson. Come back next time for the next video in this beginner piano lesson series as we continue to improve your skills So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Comment if you have any issues or if you have any questions, because I will answer all the questions that you may have with this series. Thanks for watching.